How are you? Welcome along to our channels for our first ever live with you. Say hi, Rush. Say hi.
Hi guys, thanks for joining us. I'm terrified I could get cancelled in less than a minute, so I need to be very careful with what I'm saying.
I've told her don't swear, don't say anything inappropriate. Just try and be okay.
Be normal.
Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. As you can see, it looks like we're sat in a hospital. It's actually the spare room, and it's a blank canvas because that's our intention, is to build a studio for the new year.
That's the exciting thing though, isn't it? I mean, I've got plenty of stuff that I can bring in. You've not got much except from like a Talksport mug.
Talksport mug I can bring. I've got the little pendants that Ruth Ag and I got at the World Cup. Don't tell the FAI about it.
You've just outed us, because I was actually thinking, this is weird, the other day I was clearing out stuff and I was putting my latest Ireland tops that I've got, so I was just folding them up, putting them in a box. And then I seen the pennants and I was like, I'm going to need to tell someone from the FAI I've got these pennants.
They left them in the bar at the end of the night. I mean, they left them there sitting on the chairs, and I was like, well, someone's got to look after this stuff. So I took them and kept them safe.
Right.
So finders keepers.
I think if I could keep one, that would be fair, since they did lose them.
There was 3 of them, 3 decent ones. We should have had them for you for a little look. But they'll be worth money one day. Hi to all of you watching already. You're right there in the comments. A lot of you not happy with the choice of thumbnail picture of Jenny Hermoso being kissed by Luis Rubiales. Apologies if that's struck a nerve with anyone. That was not my intention. It was the focus of some of the major stories from the year, and that picture is often used, but apologies, not my intention. I will get it changed.
Cash, you win some, you lose some.
I've been cancelled already. My God, my goodness. In the chat, good morning to Sophie, good evening to Sophie, hi to Ellie, hi to Lude, hi to Carol Gray, and everybody getting in the chat, feel free to jump in the comments and you can ask us questions if we go along. That's on my channel, and Rusha, say hi to your peeps on your channel.
Hi people on my channel, thank you. And by the way, I'm going to say something serious here. Thanks for all the support all year. It's been very much appreciated, and it doesn't go unnoticed.
It doesn't.
Also, I got a few Christmas presents the other day. So me and Lucy got this. Like it. Wee coasters, love them.
Love these.
I also got like loads of chocolates, and I got a cool Christmas card, and it was just me basically as the kings. Know how the baby Jesus was in like the stable, and he had all the kings in that around him, but it's just me.
Is that not like blasphemy at the highest level?
I don't know what blasphemy is, but once my sister Brogan said blasphemy to me, and I for years thought she said blast for me. It's only now I know it's blasphemy, and I still don't know what it means. So.
Blasphemy is like where you make fun of religion, or you like,
I don't know.
Like I don't think you can superimpose yourself onto religious characters. Basically, that's blasphemy. Or when you go like Jesus, CH.
Oh,
that's blasphemy.
I'm sure when I pass away, I will probably be a saint. So
well.
It's fine.
Good luck in hell, Saint. Thanks to Jess for these. That's very, very kind, Jess. It does not go unnoticed. You kind soul. As we head into Christmas, I think it's important that we review the year in style. I actually think it's been the most amazing year. You know, when you think 2022 was good and like the game was changing and things were all going one way, then 23 happened and it's been relentless. It's becoming normal. I love it.
That's weird because I had the weirdest year ever. Basically ended up single, homeless, unemployed, all at the one time. But things are starting to turn around, so it's okay.
Well, we went in for a nice therapy session with you for our first live. I'm actually going to speak to you about your year because, I'm not going to lie, I use you to do YouTube and to speak to people, and then I tell people all your gossip. But it has been a full-on year for you, and a lot of people are on your corner and want to see you on the good side of 2024 with health and happiness and all the baggage gone behind you.
What do you want me to say here?
I don't know. Is that what you want?
I don't know. What do you want?
What kind of thing is that?
I don't know. Was that a question? I don't really feel like you asked me a question there. You just basically stated what's happened.
Well, do you feel that you're ready for a new year?
Yes. Yeah. I'll tell you what I'm ready for. I'm ready to, when this is done, I'm getting in the car, I'm driving up to Birmingham, I'm going on my holidays tomorrow morning, I'm going to switch off, enjoy a bit of sunshine, probably drink more than I should, but I will train also because I have to. I've not told Remy or that yet because she'll probably slap me, but that's fine. I'll deal with that when it happens.
So Remy and Carly. Remy is Remy Allen.
Yeah.
And Carly is a manager.
Yeah. Should I be spelling all the deets? I mean, it's not a secret.
But they're your parents on this
Carly
holiday?
Davies, yeah. And then there's Jade Moore. I've also got 2 friends from Glasgow that are here going. They're there already, so they'll be waiting our arrival. Neve and Maddie. Bad news. There's trouble ahead. But it's going to be funny. It's going to be a laugh. It's needed.
Are you going to vlog it?
I need a blowout. I'll vlog some things, but maybe not all of it because then I really won't get cancelled. So it's probably for the best. But yeah, look, I'm buzzing for the new year to start. I think there's a few positive things happening. Even just there, like the last few weeks have been like a bit of a slog, shall I say. It was great being back at international camp. That was so nice to be back in around the girls, getting minutes. And now it's obviously just been announced about the changes. So delighted for Eileen.
Yeah, congratulations to Eileen Gleeson. I mean, how do you take away that form? I mean, you've got great form for Eileen and Emma Burns, so fair enough.
That's like, yeah, the one thing she's good at is just getting... she's got a solid team around her.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're all staying, but I'm going to say that they are. I don't know if it's been announced yet or what, but I'm just going to say hopefully they are because I would really like them to. And she's just good at like delegating, and it was such a nice atmosphere. It was such a good camp, so... Yeah. Hopefully I can stay fit and be in the next one at the end of February. And then you've seen obviously London City.
Yeah.
Vicky's got a new owner. Yeah.
Michelle Kang.
Yeah.
Queen Michelle Kang.
Yeah.
She owns Washington Spirit, where Jonathan Giraldez, who's the former Barcelona manager, is going. And she owns Lyon, and now she owns London City. You're a lioness. And you play for City. You may as well just start telling people that.
I've just had a message. They want me to go to Lyon. But yeah, no, it's actually really exciting. But there was a bit, and I'm going like when, because obviously we knew there was something maybe happening, but it had went on a little bit, and I was like, nothing's really happening. Like, but now I'm like, she's
been there,
yeah,
Gucci'd up.
She wants to take over. Do you know what I mean? She wants to be the power force in women's football, shall we say, and just leading it and leading by example. So there's going to be a lot of changes for London City going forward. Especially over the next few years. So at least it's exciting that we maybe get to be a small part of it.
It's massive news. I mean, it feels like any place she goes, she does make instant change, not like Washington Spirit and Lyon come from a...
Well, I mean, Lyon are...
They are the dogs.
Yeah.
Exactly. But even the impact she has when she goes in, apparently, and how she treats players and how she makes sure that everybody gets that little bit more, it's going to be a lot of change, you would think, in the Championship, because that's one thing I think maybe you've ever so slightly struggled with, if you don't mind me saying, is that when you go from, say, Aston Villa, where it's elite all of the time and your equipment's there, everything's fully there and everything's state of the art, and then you go to the Championship where the standard drops slightly because the money's not there. You know, it's this, and not a lot of people are fully professional. You're lucky at London City Lionesses that you're professional.
Yeah, we are. There's a few teams obviously in the league that are professional. I'd say it's only a couple that maybe aren't now.
Yeah.
But there is obviously still a huge difference in standard between the WSL and the Championship. So there's a few things that are maybe you're just you want them to be better. But like obviously that's starting to change now. So yeah. Just need to get my head down, and my thing is try to stay fit right now. Stay fit and stay sharp is something that I've been maybe struggling with. But yeah, we'll get there. We're going to get there. I'm going to roll back into training after Christmas anyway.
Babes. Have a Lindt chocolate. Apparently they're really good for like
protein,
getting your blood sugars just right. They help you sleep. They help you get strong. Lindt chocolate protein balls. Said nobody ever. I'm going to have one too.
I'm sure everyone will love hearing us scoffing these down our throats.
Should we just quietly just eat into the mic? Nathaniel, sorry. He's already like, I'm going to power down and get out of here. Okay. Risha. I'm going to eat my fill. Okay.
Why would you give me that right now?
What? Who wants to see?
What's people saying?
Risha, enjoy your holiday and your blowout. I'm getting lots of messages about your ex.
Can we hear Rue's Northern Ireland Belfast accent?
Oh my god, it cracked me up.
My accent?
Cool.
Mummy, that's not fair. Come down the stairs, Mummy, and put my dinner on now.
Get your backside down here. I did a Northern Irish accent once on the radio and I got told off for it. I don't actually know if it's quite offensive.
Right, well.
So sorry.
Sorry if I've offended anyone else
we're
today.
Absolutely going down the pan. But hey ho, let's go and reflect on the year now, shall we? Like we say, this is our new studio. It's a blank canvas. It's going to be absolutely epic for you next year. And we got together a couple of days ago, and I was like, I've spoken to this guy Nathaniel. He's going to help us get ourselves together because we are doing the bare minimum, and we have some lovely people always coming back for chat and interaction, so we need to up our game basically. So you can let us know also what we should do on this wall. I'll take your comments.
If you send me $1,000, you can put your face up on the wall for a few hours only. So
it's a good idea. If you want to go on the wall, you send us money and that pays for it basically. So thank you. I'm going to start last night with the Spotty, the sports personality of the year.
Stop saying Spotty.
That's what it's called. She keeps saying,
I just think of you. I'm like, you're big.
That's not fair. You know I'm struggling with my skin just now. You know I'm having hormonal changes.
Just a wee joke. Sorry to offend anyone again.
I know. God, we're really struggling. Mary Earps in the papers today in the headlines. Hail Mary, Mary Queen of Spotties is the one that was going around. And actually, I voted last night, and I watched the show. I've seen it before. I voted for Beth Mead last year. But I felt like I needed a refresher, so there was a lot of debate going into the awards, like why was there no Ronnie O'Sullivan, why was there no Josh Kerr, for example, who both had outstanding years in individual sports. Then there was like Frankie Dettori, who was nominated, Katarina Johnson-Thompson, who's absolutely excellent. There was Alfie Hewitt, the wheelchair tennis player who won Wimbledon. There were different nominees in there, and Stuart Broad, the cricketer, and Mary Earps. And I was like, fair enough, and it didn't surprise me because Mary Earps has been up and won everything this year in terms of personal accolades. But waking up today, there are some narrative, and we can't. I don't like to ignore these things. People are like, don't shine a light on it. But in my day to day, these are the arguments that I have, kind of thing. Yeah. And it's like, how can you say she can win that when she hasn't won anything? When you look at like the past winners of Spotty, which is 70 years old, the Sports Personality of the Year Awards, most people have won something that year to merit them winning the award. But as so many of you also point out, they won the Finalissima. Yeah. They won the Arnold Clark Cup. She got them to the Champions League, Manchester United. She got them to the first ever Wembley final, Manchester United. They got to a World Cup final. Her saves in that semi-final were outstanding. She got Ballon d'Or, 5th. Why do we have to wake up a day after she's achieved something and then make it as if it's a woke thing? There's nothing woke about a public vote. If the public wants someone to win, they vote. So if you didn't vote, go vote next time, and maybe that won't happen. But this is what's amazing about the women's football fans, is that they will push and they will push and they will push for that change. But Mary also deserved to win it. Okay, they didn't win the World Cup.
Calm.
I know I've been fighting myself all day.
Calm down, please. Obviously, Mary has to be careful with you about, man. Absolute stage 5 stalker.
Call me back.
But I think she totally deserves it. Also to do with she was going nuts about the England tops and stuff. Yeah. And then she sold them like rapid. So obviously she's a well-known name now, and I think obviously on the back of the Lionesses and what they've done, they've just sort of changed women's sport. Yeah. I mean, I'm not an England fan. I will state that again.
Babes, you're a Lioness.
I am not.
You're a Lioness.
I am not. We're changing our name.
Are you?
Aye, London City Spirit.
Oh, love
no,
that.
But we should probably. So I'll let them know that's my thoughts. But we're not going to change our name. That's our name.
That was another thing we shouldn't have said.
Well, I just think Lionesses, and I think the England team. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's a shame. I think we've actually turned up to one or two things, and people thought it was going to be the Lionesses. It's actually us. It's a wee sin, isn't it? It's funny though.
That's actually decent though. You, Dan Carter, Mitchie, Georgia Brome, Baby G, and the rest. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, we're better bands, to be fair.
What kind of year do you think Mary Earps has had?
I think fantastic. Like, you can't take anything away from her. Like you're saying about the votes, how long were the votes open for? 30 minutes or something?
Half an hour.
Yeah.
You get half hour to actually put your vote in.
Yeah.
How the nominations get there's different. There's an actual adjudicating panel who do that. That's not down to fans to vote, as in who gets up. But she merits being there, even if she hadn't won the World Cup. You know, I made a decent point. I was like, Bukayo Saka, who's done loads off the pitch and done wonderful things on the pitch.
Yeah.
But Arsenal didn't win the league last season. So say he won it, would the same outcry be still there? You know, like, we hasn't won anything.
Yeah.
You
I
know
think
what?
people now are getting annoyed because it's 2 female footballers that have won it, but it just shows how far the game's come.
Absolutely.
It's only gone one way, but the cool thing is actually that maybe Mary Earps is making it more appealing for young girls to actually be a goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, probably we've not got loads of goalkeepers in positions. I know there's only one spot to play in goal in a team, but she's now making it maybe more cool to be a goalkeeper. So
She's got
fair play
like
to her.
a bit of cult hero status too.
Yeah. When I do that, I get a free game ban, though.
Yeah, it was epic when she did it. I was
Oh.
like,
No, Jill Scott doing it, that was the best. That was funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who did she shout at?
It was during the final.
Yeah. Lionesses. Oh, Jill Scott, how is she? She watching?
She's I think she
She
blocked my
watching?
number. She just said stop messaging me and blocked me. So I'm guessing she's okay.
Okay, fair enough. So well done, Mary Earps. Everybody here agreeing that she was rightfully a good winner to have last night. What would you say has been your absolute highlight of 2023? This is probably the easiest question you'll get today.
Oh, getting dumped. Done, you guys. Probably
You've been crying
World
about it
Cup.
for the last 6 months. Move on.
The World Cup.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you like that one? Oh, look at you, pure panicking, shaking in
you?
your boots over there.
Please don't fight me.
Honestly.
Not in the White Studio. Please don't do it.
Aye, the World Cup. Definitely the World Cup. I feel like now it's when was that? 6 months ago?
Yeah.
Just pulling that out of my backside. But yeah, say it was 6 months ago. I think now, I just seen obviously, not obviously, on Twitter, the FAI had posted whatever they're going to have, like a wee, what do we call that? A wee documentary
Yeah.
on Friday.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I just kind of watched the first clip of us walking out the tunnel in Australia for the first game. And I was like, oh, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because I've just not processed any of it. You've just not taken it in. So
It's like the opening ceremony for most things is massive, and then when the draw was done to show that obviously you guys were going to face Australia, the host, is the second opener game of the tournament, I was like, do you guys know how big that is?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're opening the tournament, and it's Irish in Australia, where there's a huge contingent anyway, and all the expats, and it just felt so right. And even then, like I think back to like watching you coming out the tunnel, but being in the stadium and watching the monitors, and it was mental. Like it was absolutely mental, and you just think that's something like we'll be able to tell your kids forever. You'll be able to show your kids forever. Well, fingers crossed, you ever get a bird or get pregnant or what. It's Christmas, the Immaculate Conception.
Oh, okay.
You know, God, that's probably offended somebody else.
I can hear your kids
I
charging
can
about
hear
outside.
kids.
They're probably
I
going
can
to
hear
crash
kids.
this
They
interview.
can't come. I've told them you can't come into this room because Nathaniel will go mental at you. So just all of that was just the most amazing thing. I was like crying, but I was trying to speak because I was, covering it for TalkSport, and then I was like, you were there on the pitch. You somehow didn't fart and injure yourself in the tunnel, which was always very possible.
Miracle.
It was such a special moment. All of the World Cup was just so amazing.
Yeah. I've even seen in the end of the clip, there's my dad's in it. He's in the crowd, and he's got this shocking hat on that I gave him from Ireland, and he's got one of my tops on, and you can just see he's proud as punch. Because I think I do use nothing a lot with football.
Yeah,
I
because
think
you don't
over the
speak. They see most of you on this. Hi, Mum and Dad. They are watching, by the way.
Oh, Christ, darling.
Hi, Mum and Dad. Hi, Brogans as well. We can't not say hi to Brogan because she'll get
Big
upset
sister
about
Brogan,
that
the
at all.
forgotten one.
Yeah, she's not as good looking. It's fine.
She's got a different dad though, doesn't she?
Yeah,
I wonder when
Yeah.
Mum and Dad will tell her that.
I know. They should let her know now.
Yeah.
Maybe we just told her.
Surprise! Surprise!
Merry
surprise.
Christmas, bro. Surprise. But yeah, but what would you say was your absolute highlight from those 3 games at the World Cup for Ireland?
The highlight for me, I've said, was probably the last game against Nigeria. The game started, and then I think everyone in the team kind of thought, and obviously in the match sort of prep we'd done for it, we thought they were going to press us and get after us because that's what they'd done in the previous 2 games. Maybe they were being a bit more conservative because, well, I didn't think they didn't know that they'd qualified or that yet. So, but they kind of sat off us, and then I was in midfield and had so much time at times, like to get on the ball at first, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And I was like, they're going to pounce in a second, but they never really did. So it was a nice game in terms of like having a lot of possession. But then obviously it was tough too. Like obviously they're a very athletic team, and I was getting run ragged, chasing people up and down the pitch. But it was good fun.
You had such a good game against Nigeria, and everybody in the commentary area were going, I think Rush got player of the match, I think Rush got player of the match. But I was watching the game, but feeling sick to my stomach just because I felt so nervous about it. But I can't focus on you when I'm watching it. Mm-hmm. So I almost focused on absolutely everything else. I'm not going to look at her because I don't want to see anything go wrong in the game. And then the amount of people at the end of the game were like she was absolutely outstanding. I was like, was he? I didn't really know. Was she even on the pitch?
You actually don't know what you're doing, don't you?
Not
you
a Scooby-Doo. Absolutely Robin 11.
One thing I'd say is I'm always the best looking player on the pitch, hands down, without a doubt. No?
I disagree.
Really?
Wholeheartedly disagree.
Oh well.
So a number of Aussie players better looking than you, that's for sure. Don't you?
I will not say a word because that will be that'll cause a shitstorm.
Will get you cancelled.
I would honestly on another day, but wouldn't want to on the holidays for people with that.
Don't even do it.
No,
hi to Megan Miller. Russia played so well at the game, all the World Cup really. Hi to Valhalla. Watched the first yesterday and the second today. Okay.
I'd like to clarify, I didn't actually get dumped, but yeah, there's a lot of people hurting out there for me.
You did get dumped.
But,
listen, you're just denying it drags it out longer. You're so pathetic. I'm carrying on. Sophia, Australia versus Ireland, the most iconic game of the World Cup. It was, and it could have been such a different outcome.
Here, I can't concentrate. I can't listen to you speak and read at the same time. It's
Russia
actually
is
really
hot.
hard.
Sick Boy Gaming says Russia is hot. We need to get his eyes tested for Christmas. Russia, rate my tattoo of you. Somebody got a tattoo of you.
I thought they were going to say something else, but
no.
Anyway,
what did you think they were going to say?
I'll not say that too.
My tattoo of you.
Rate my. Moving on. Moving on.
So
I can't. The comments are too much for me. It's too much for my small brain.
Don't look at the comments. I'll look at your comments for you, okay? Because I'm just looking at my lovely subs for now, but I'm going to look at your comments for you. Looking back over, then what have you learned from that experience, and what do you take away from it in reflection?
It's one of those, like, looking back now. So for me, I would love to play the Australia game again, because I felt like I had all of us, I feel like we were, obviously it was opening game of the World Cup. I think we were then a bit nervous at the end of the game. We piled the pressure on, but it was almost like too late. I just feel like if we'd done it again, you'd get to then, it's great saying looking back and doing that, but you just feel like, oh right, okay, we'd be a bit more calmer.
Yeah.
We could do a bit more, but that's the way it was. And then you look at the Canada game and we do well, but then we kind of bottled it the second half. So that was disappointing. So for me, it's like those games you go, like it wasn't amazing because we didn't get the results, but I'm slowly kind of trying to change my mindset and go, look, we got to a World Cup, the first World Cup. We didn't get hammered. We didn't like let the floodgates open, and obviously we'd now love to qualify for Euros. So
that'd be 2025 in Switzerland.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be ancient then.
Well, we're already
kicking on a bit.
So struggling, aren't we?
Yeah,
Struggle City. Well, Rush, mate, seriously, you're injured every 5 seconds. So if you are fit for a World Cup and fit for a Euros, you are absolutely doing somebody out of a decent position in that squad. I'm kidding, Eileen. Keep her in.
Because I do bring a lot to the team. I bring the good looks. I bring the bants.
Who told you that? Right, get in Rush's comments. Who's the better looking twin? Let's see how this goes for you.
Please give us a laugh.
Morning, I keep saying this morning. I usually do this in the morning. Evening to Holly Cutler. Russia, you going to give me your number? Proposition. Angela, 100% vote for Russia. Already done it. Thanks, Angela. Well done for speaking about this. Hi to Jackie. She says the public voted for Mary. We love seeing that woman win. Russia for Spotty next year, says Charlie Power. Hi to Dat. Shebahn is so intelligent. I must say, I had no idea. Thanks, but sometimes I do struggle to count to 10. Hi to Andrea. Why is the camera bloody? Nathaniel, we will sack you. We will sack you for Christmas. I don't know. Somebody, I think maybe she needs to wipe her screen. Some people saying Russia for Spotty next year, but I mean, if you win Spotty,
Irish people can't win Spotty. Is that not a thing?
Well,
do you not need to be
you've still got Northern Irish and you're Scottish.
No, I don't want it. Sorry.
you're just going to claim full. You're just completely forgetting.
I was going to
Glasgow
say
heritage.
something. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this now.
What? No,
Right, no.
Don't say it. If
I'll
in
not
doubt,
say it.
leave
Just,
it
I'll
out.
say that after, and I can bring that up at a different time.
Just
Okay.
if you have any doubt, there's no doubt. It's a
Right.
saying that Jamie uses often.
Okay.
If there's any doubt, there's no
I
doubt.
should
Just
get
don't
that
do
as
it.
a new tattoo, maybe.
If there's any doubt, there's no doubt, and then you know.
Yeah.
World Cup, absolutely unbelievable. You can let us know your thoughts and feelings on it. There were so many people we met out there, like the fan park in Brisbane. So I'm actually putting a vlog up on, I think, Christmas Day or Boxing Day, of all the videos I took at the World Cup, because my internet was so bad in the hotel I was in. I couldn't send it back home for my brother to edit it all together. But I absolutely milked staying at your hotel, and I never ever wanted to say it in case it became one of those things where it was like, you shouldn't be at the hotel distracting the players. And I was like, I was making sure she wasn't freaking going to, throw herself out the window into the little river in front of the hotel, because she was going through a tough time.
I had a tough time. I was in the height of it, actually. But you weren't even there for me. You were just there for the big queen size bed, the big jacuzzi bathtub, room service, order room wine to the room.
It was amazing.
Every time you wanted to.
Thank you, FAI. Thank you so much. And I hope Jamie's not watching this, because I was like, God, I just can't stop working. There's not a minute in the day, and he was at home pulling his hair out with the kids. Just the best memories, the best experience, and it's one of those things that will take you time to come away from and go, wow, that meant
Do you feel like you're now appreciating it more? Because I think when you came back, you were a bit like, oh, like you didn't get stuff done that you wanted to or something?
I think I went without trying to have mum guilt, thinking I'll do as much work as I can, but then you lot got bombed out in the second game, and then I stopped getting work. So there was like a good 7 days where it's not like it was all to play for going into this game, where the media were covering it more, and so I got less work. But I did get good quality time with Dad and Gerald out there, and I got to meet some of the lovely friends and family from the Ireland team and catch up with people, and I got to meet the lioness Katie Robinson, her mum, and have time with her and our partner, and all of it was just amazing. And Brisbane was a perfect place, and I got to see so many people like Rachel and Sophie from Girls on the Ball. We would go and we'd sit in the fan parks together, and I would meet you in the fan park sometimes in front of the hotel, and everything about it, the way that it's, the fans are just so amazing, but the way the standard is and the way the game's going was outstanding. Some of the other highlights from the World Cup, we go back to the Lauren James stamp on Losey, the game where she was sent off. Are you seriously thinking?
Oh yeah, vaguely.
Because I was in your room, I'm sure at the time.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my goodness, Lauren James has just been sent off. Like, this changes everything, absolutely everything. And actually there was a statement that came out from Chelsea just a few days ago about the racial hate towards Lauren James on social media because of the kind of kick on Leah Volti in the Derby game at the Emirates the other week. And it is something that we're seeing happen to Lauren James so often, and Emma Hayes touched on it. It becomes then racial profiling. Yeah. Because other players in the league, other players in the game would maybe do the exact same action, but they don't get vilified the way Lauren James is. Yeah. And it's just bang out of order.
Yeah. Obviously, I didn't really know that was happening until Chelsea had made the statement. Yeah. So obviously it's been going on, but it's idiots on their phones, sitting behind their computers, just absolute keyboard gangsters that get a life. Like, what is your problem? And I think the thing is with Lauren James, we've got to remember that she's an exceptional talent. She's very, very good, and she's still young. And yeah, there's players in the league too. I think we all know probably, like, people are talking about like Katie McCabe, for example, with her challenges, and sometimes when she gets away, it's she doesn't get the kind of, what's that, like, critique?
She gets praised for bringing that, like, that kind of physical kind of, as we would call it, street rat way to the game. Like the house today, she gets a bit of praise for that, doesn't she?
Yeah, so I don't know why is that different for Lauren James. I think we've seen with these kind of players, they have that kind of spark in them. They've got that little bit of, they wear their heart on their sleeves, they've got a bit of emotion, and I think at the same time, like, Lauren's going to learn to control her emotions better. Yeah. And at the same time, it's going to take a lot of time. Just because she's made one or two mistakes doesn't mean that's it. She'll never do it again. It was interesting. My dad was here last week, and he was saying, well, why is it okay? And I was like, no, it's not okay. But she's learning. Like, she's still young. She's still going to make mistakes. She's in the spotlight at such a young age, and you've got to feel for these girls with how fast the game is changing, especially within this last year and a half or since the Euros. I know she wasn't in the Euro squad at the time, but now she's like a star of the England team. She's a star of Chelsea. Our natural talent is frightening.
There's no
and just let's
like
just
her on the ball.
let her make mistakes. She's going to learn. She will learn eventually. I'm sure when she's 27, 28, she's probably going to be picking up like no red cards. She'll not be it's like just let her learn. Like let her learn. But yeah, I do not condone the messages that people are sending. It's just cowards out there, and do you know what? Do one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd love to see you go up against her. She'd absolutely tear you a new one.
I've told that story. I was booting lumps.
I didn't mean you. I mean people who were sending hate to her. I'd love to see them go up against her because she'd tear them a new one. But yeah,
I thought you meant me playing her, and I was like, I couldn't get near her. One point I was, and I was.
You were trying to kick her
ankles, and I fell, and she ran by me. I was like, F off. So
she's too good.
Yeah.
But yeah, you hate to see that kind of stuff. I've put in the thumbnail the picture of Luis Rubiales with Jenny Hermoso.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of, it's not iconic because of how it's, viewed and what that picture actually stands for Jenny Hermoso. And it's something that a lot of people on the channel are not enjoying seeing. But this was almost overshadowed the World Cup win from Spain in the final. This moment, what happened here, became a huge thing. And it was the Me Too movement for Spain, as it was described. He's out of football for the next 3 years. And Spain are getting back to it as World Cup winners. But how much of an impact has that had on women in sport and how they're viewed and how they're treated?
I'm not sure. I don't know what to say. I kind of zoned out when you were talking. You were talking a lot there, Cass.
Oh my God.
I switched off. But yeah. What do you want me to say?
This is a very serious subject. Very serious subject.
You just lost me for a second. I don't know where I went to.
How important is it? What were you thinking about?
I don't know. I think I went to Australia for a second.
What were you thinking about?
I was thinking about the World Cup.
That's what we're talking about?
Yeah, and I was just thinking about a game. That was all. Sorry.
What you could have done better.
Sorry about that, yeah.
Jenny Hermoso and what happened to her with Luis Rubiales overshadowing the World Cup. Spain having their Me Too movement, women's football having a bit of a Me Too movement. How important is it that the light is shone on that and things get better moving forward? The disrespect towards women in football and how they're treated.
Yeah, but I guess it's not just football, it's all around the world. And obviously this has highlighted it even more. It's not acceptable, it won't be tolerated, and people just need to be careful how you treat people. You can't be grabbing people and kissing them. It's this day and age, it's not on. We've came a long way since don't know what year. Was going to give a year, but then I didn't know what year to say. So
right.
You've coming at me with these serious stuff, and I'm like,
did you not see the document that I sent you? The prep document, like get your head in the game for this.
Yeah, but I don't deal with this.
She can't read sometimes.
This isn't my strengths.
It was a huge moment that happened, and it dominated the end of the World Cup. It dominated their win, but it was also significant for change and how women now will be respected moving forward in football. That is a little glimpse of how he behaved that day.
Yep.
That's how he chose to behave that day. And that's the bit that really worries me.
Right, you've got me. You've got me back.
Go for it.
You've got me back. I'm back. Because stuff has happened, obviously, when I have played in my career. Me and a few of the girls have spoke recently on the bus. I can't really go into too much detail, but this has been going on in the women's game for years. Men abusing their power and their position in football, and it goes on more than probably you'd think. And hopefully we're starting to see change. But I know in my career, I'll not go into too much detail, but I know for a fact that somebody has abused their power against me, probably because I'm a bit of a personality and a bit of a wild card. So they think, right, okay, how can we control you? And some of the stuff is not on. It's not acceptable. And I know from another few players, obviously can't go into any detail, but it happens. It happens, and it still was happening to a few years ago. So it's now there has to be a better sort of support network, especially within clubs, about who you can actually go to and who you can approach. And I know some clubs now have got welfare officers and such, but it's about how you deal with it, because some people are clever too now and they know how to maybe manipulate it to get away with it. But yeah, it's changes happening.
Definitely. and hopefully things can get better for women in football moving forward. And again, thoughts with Jenny, using that picture is no shining a light or glorifying what happened whatsoever, and I will change it. Let's talk about some of the things also on the agenda this year. When Emma Hayes decided to just swoop in and be like, bye, that's me out of here, I'm going to go for the US women's national team. That was bonkers, that news, but I'll live for that kind of news. It was unbelievable.
I know, I'm still not over she's not messaged me. She's still not said anything. Weird.
She's
Weird.
hunting for her American passport now, this one.
Yeah.
Emma.
Emma, look. But yeah, I think for her, obviously, there's probably a few reasons, and personal reasons, family reasons. Did she come out and say that? She gets to spend more time with her family? Have I made that up?
Maybe.
I
Sounds like something maybe she would say.
Yeah, so you totally respect it, but she's done so much for Chelsea, and I'm sure she's still pushing for I can hopefully win the Champions League with them. So, I mean, that would be a fairy tale ending. But yeah, I mean, America, she's got everything there. She's got everything in place in America now for the big powerhouse that they are. They've maybe dropped off the last few years. It's time for them to get back up, and obviously they think she's a woman that can do it for them. So it's going to be really exciting to see what she can do. And I'm sure she will be able to deliver. And
then you look at like the World Cup, when it's going to take place in America and Mexico, etc.
Is it?
When that all happens,
When's that?
The bids are in, aren't they? Is that
are they?
2030, I want to say. When that happens, or if that does happen, you think the idea of like the Lionesses against Emma Hayes' US women's national team, I'm already like, that could be absolutely crazy. And again, it just grows the investment for women's football because she's such a huge, prolific figure.
But she's going straight into the Olympics, isn't she? So that is... I don't understand this. I was saying this recently.
No, how you qualify the Olympics is just too much for my brain.
No, not that. I just don't get the Olympics in football. It's not one for me. I didn't grow up going, oh, I want to play at the Olympics, because it's just, you want to play at the World Cup, you want to play at the Euros, right?
Yeah.
But obviously in America it's a bit different, where they really respect the Olympics like that. But that's a massive tournament for them. So they'll be wanting to win that. But she's going right in at the deep end. So it's like the pressure's on right away. So... what will happen if it goes to plan? If it doesn't, is the pressure on her? Is it not?
I would imagine she's made for that role. Like,
I mean, she's not getting much prep time either. Like the season finishes in end May, whatever it is, and then it's summer and she's straight into it, like straight into the deep end.
I interviewed her for one of the Chelsea Women's Champions League games the other week, and she was talking about thriving in pressure. Like, she's like, that's the best version of me, thrive under pressure. So like, even the idea for her to have no real turnaround, to go in and hit the ground running, is something that makes me worry of the damage she'll do straight away, kind of thing, like that instant change she might have. And also she just commands, doesn't she? She commands respect really wherever she goes.
I heard a random thing recently, and I can't mind
if in doubt.
No, listen, this isn't a bad one, because I don't know if it's true or not, okay? But I had heard that, so... obviously know how players have got sponsors and stuff, so if you're like a Nike sponsor or a like Adidas sponsor or whatnot, but some of the girls apparently in America had in their Nike contracts that then at part of the US women's national team they would have to like play X amount of fixtures in the season for the US national team, so not even club football, for their national team.
Oh wow.
That's it. I'm just like, how the hell do you manage that? What if you're like, this player's off it but it's in a contract that they have to play? Can Emma just be like, no, bin that, scrap that, that's not happening? How does it work? I don't know. And I don't know if that's true, but this is what I'd heard. That was the word on the street.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because there were a couple of players, say, like last year or this year even, like Leanne Sanderson, speaking to her, she's going, there was like, she covers the NWSL, she's going, why say that player in over that player? You know, there's no point in me naming names and getting them all wrong, but... she had definite like I'm not sure that would have been the right decision, the right call up, so maybe there is a sort of contractual obligation, which would be quite interesting. Other thing I want to speak to you about is NewCo, so the coalition, is it coalition?
You've just made that up, haven't you?
It's not the government, is it?
NewCo.
Oh, damn it.
I don't know what it
It
stands
is
for.
something like that, though. So it's with the Championship and the WSL have decided to merge it together. They've broken away from the FA. Thanks so far, FA, but we're going to take this on board and move forward on our own 2 feet. And that brings in their own kind of financial investment, their own kind of backing, etc. moving forward. How far do you think the league is going to go? And what changes do you expect from NewCo instantly?
Again, obviously, you probably sent me something out to read. I've not done that yet.
She's like, what's NewCo?
What's NewCo? I knew it was happening because the women came in last season at Villa and spoke to a few of us.
Oh.
so we knew that something was happening, then it was announced, but I don't know how this benefits us yet. I have not got a Scooby-Doo, but I'll do that on the beach. I will do some light reading and see what I can learn, and then I'll get back to you on it. But hopefully it's positive. Hopefully, like, it's going to help make us more professional, make us get, like, everything that we need, like, in terms of, like, staff, better pitches, better medical care is massive. Like, we are now full-time athletes, and some clubs only have 1 physio, 2 physios. It's not enough.
You're not going to be a full-time athlete when you're on the beach in Tenerife next week, will that?
I will be a big beach whale. I will. Rolling about the sand.
It makes you think, though, of like where it's going, what it's at. And I read some interesting articles about what's good about the WSL and the Championship. Like, there's push for VAR. You know, stay away from that kind of stuff just now. But you need VAR for some chances to be done properly, but it's also seen as ruining the men's game now. But also things like their own investment, their own backing. But you don't want women's football to change so much because it's how like accessible it is that makes it so why people want to be part of it.
I know, I get that too. I know you probably get fans now that they maybe would rather be at some championship games because they're able to maybe get more time with the players.
Yeah.
But like personally, I want to see the women's game being played in front of big crowds.
Yeah.
That's exciting. And obviously I still think players will still try and make time for fans. It just maybe won't be as intimate. Is that the word? Can I say that?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the way we want the game to go. I think it's better for the game, for the sport that is growing.
Yeah.
I know some people then don't like the big crowds because they think it's too much. But as a player, I think most players would rather play in front of big crowds. So I think WSL and Championship, if we can keep pushing it like that, and then if maybe other divisions, then they become more intimate. But I think a lot of people that play football, they want to play in front of big fans, big stadiums. That's what you want. That's exciting. No disrespect, but I don't want to be playing at empty junior grounds. That's not motivating for me.
She's not humble.
Some players might find that motivating. Like, that doesn't motivate me. That doesn't
Well, you've
excite
owned
me.
a World Cup. You want to push for the best that you can get to, right? Especially at club level. We were at the Emirates a couple of weeks ago for the Arsenal-Chelsea game. That was another record attendance, 59,042. I think it was the exact amount. But Riva walked out and we were at that kind of club level area.
Yeah.
These kids don't know. They don't know. Like, that was not how we had football when we started going to women's football. We were like shivering at London Coney at Meadow Park. Still am. But she went out and the fans were all singing and the players were coming out to warm up and our wee face was like looking round and I thought, there's a 4-year-old girl and our 4-year-old brother who are seeing women's football. They're like that. That's their perspective. They know no better. You know, and for me, I was just like, wow, there you go.
It's class because then they know that that's possible for them. That won't soon be the norm for them. But also the worrying thing for them is they were in my car a few weeks ago and they said to me, Risha.
No, don't tell this story because you're making it out like
can you put the TVs on? Where's the TVs? And I was like, not all cars have TVs. And then parked to take them into swimming because you obviously weren't there. You were absent again, shock horror. And then I was reversing into the space and then the other one goes, oh, this is a short car. And I went, what do you mean? They went, it's short. And I went, what do you mean, like small? And she was like, yeah, it's small. It's tiny. And I was like, not everyone has a big car. So what is the norm? Do you know what I mean?
They know no
Your kids
better.
are St Albans, so they need to be humbled a bit.
They are wee St Albans kids. Do you know what she said to me yesterday? She came back from school and they had Santa come visit and she went, but it wasn't like our Santa. He's like school Santa. And I was like, okay.
Listen up, Santa's no real, right?
You're Rush.
But they're not listening.
You're not meant to say that.
What do you mean?
Ever. You can
this
get
isn't for kids.
That is cancelable offence.
This isn't for kids, so
you can't say that. They're listening at the door.
They're not. They're fine.
Jesus, and you just found out last week, so don't know what you're talking about. Okay, biggest lesson of the year in a nutshell.
Biggest lesson of the year is take a bit of time to reflect.
I need a little time.
Take a bit of time to reflect. I think it's also important to set yourself goals, set yourself new challenges, and surround yourself with people that care for you and look after you. Sometimes your circle gets smaller, but that's okay. and look after your mental health. Like for me, I'm doing a lot of my ice baths and stuff like that, and I find that very beneficial. So do stuff that makes you happy. Don't be a sheep. Don't follow the crowd. Look after yourself.
Good. Somebody was in the comments there actually, sorry, I can't find your name now, asking how therapy's going. Are you feeling in a good place?
Yeah, good. It's beneficial. I feel like I just go and have the chats with Carol. I feel like she's one of the lads, and we just have a good rant to each other. Well, I rant to her. So yeah, I think it is beneficial.
Okay, great. New Year's resolutions.
Okay, I'm going to say it on this and hold myself accountable. I am going to drink. I know people are shocked horror, like you shouldn't be doing this anyway, but drink less alcohol. And really, really try and focus on that. Maybe really pick moments if it's when I get a good few days off or I can go out for a meal or whatever, then maybe have a night out like that. But definitely cut down on that and prioritise really looking after my diet, nutrition, and yeah, hopefully stay fit and healthy.
Okay. One of the other questions I wanted to ask you is about your ambitions for next year. God willing, you stay fit.
Okay.
And all ambitions.
All ambitions. So football, get back in the Ireland team, help us try and push towards qualification of the Euros. Obviously, it'll be over a bit of time, but stay a permanent figure in that squad. With London City, start climbing up the table and start to maybe enjoy it more. I feel like I've not been enjoying it, so I want to enjoy it. Nothing to do with the girls. The girls are great. They're a great laugh and such a good group. But I need to give more because I've done absolutely nothing. So I need to do more, but I need to get more motivated and enjoy it. And then away from football, I wanting to kick on with RueView and doing this with you, and also Life's a Pitch, me and Lucy Quinn.
Yeah.
We want people to shout out Lucy. She's a good egg, and hopefully me and her get a lot more opportunities to keep doing sort of podcasty stuff and growing that. Good. So definitely that. What about you?
Ambitions next year, balance.
Okay.
Balance, which I think I'm finding the last maybe 5 months or so. Keep being a good mum. That's probably my first one. Trying to be patient. Patient is virtue. Keep being passionate about what I enjoy. Don't let some negativity beat it out of you. Yeah. Keep being passionate about what you enjoy. Try to be a good person. And yeah, focus on this. I love this. I love doing this with you. And I also want to go back to sign language because I did sign language. Remember about, was that like 12 years ago now? I remember that, yeah. Level 1. So I want to go back, do that, do level 1 refresher, do level 2, and then I could sign on the channel. That would be an amazing thing, I think, to be able to do.
That would be cool. I also was saying because I've got a brain like a sieve. Yeah. I need to start training my brain more. Yeah. That was one of them. So learning a language. Because I can't even do stuff without forgetting. Like, you're like, remember that yesterday? And I'm like... So I think that's important. Language would be cool too, but baby steps.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching. Lots of you, excuse me, my voice is gone. Enjoying the chat and getting in the comments. Somebody is asking, what does Cass mean? We've been calling each other Cass for
years.
What's that, about 15, 16 years now? It's not anything. It's a nickname we've had for each other for years, Cass, and we don't even know how it's even happened. It's stuck though. It's probably something to you being an idiot, maybe when you were younger. Oh, it was your ex-girlfriend, Cass.
That's a lie.
Because you've never had an ex-girlfriend. And thank you very much for watching. Thanks for being in the comments. Rush, have you got any vlogs coming up? Anything you want to share?
I do not, actually. I had just posted one, so if you've not watched it, click on and get watching that. And then obviously I'll do some over the Christmas period and get them uploaded. But yeah, thanks for all the support again, everyone. It's been great. Yes. Really excited for next year and see how far we can keep taking this YouTube stuff. It's been really enjoyable. And it wouldn't be possible without all your support. So thanks. It doesn't go unnoticed. And have a lovely Christmas and a happy New Year.
Enjoy. We will see you very soon. Bye.